Köylere girmeye gerek yok. Hiç vakit kaybetmeyip çeyrek dönüme girelim.
Rudeka is, contrary to what the name suggests, a large city. If Rodario is to be believed, more than 70,000 people live here, a number that you find it hard to even imagine.
O zaman burada
But
bolca
while you
yemek de
walk through the
vardır.
streets, you don't doubt that it's the truth. Never before have you seen such huge masses of people.
If we are looking for somewhere to quench our thirst or for a roof over our heads, then I would recommend the Golden Well Tavern. And we can find everything we need for the rest of our journey at the big market. Just say where you want to go, Tungdil, and I'll show you the way.
Büyük pazara gidelim ya. Gerçi yiyecek ve içecek bir şeyler. Altın Çeşme. Önce bir Altın Çeşme'ye
You
gidelim.
follow
Yemek
Rodario
bulalım.
through the lively streets until he
Sonra bir
reaches a
tur daha geri
run-down
geliriz.
two-story building. You hope that this dump isn't the tavern that Rodario recommends. You prepare yourself for the worst, but the inside of the tavern surprises you all. The walls are clad with dark, finely ornamented wood. The floor is clean, the tables are weighed down with good food, and a hot fire is burning in the fireplace. One should never judge a book by its cover. The guests look you over, full of curiosity, and many nod a greeting. The haggard woman behind the bar greets you loudly.
Rodario, you old rogue! What are you doing here? And you've got dwarves with you! I don't see one my whole life and then several come along in the same month.
We are on an important mission, Madame Flori, and could do with a place to stay the night.
Rodario introduces
Ya
you
para
and
önemli değil, yemek var
negotiates
mı
a
bana
good
onu
price for
söyleyeyim.
a few beds and a night's
En az
lodgings.
600-700 yemek lazım ki bir şey değilsin yani.
Sorry for asking, but you said you'd seen some other dwarves recently.
You're thinking of Gandagar's group and wonder whether they might have reached the kingdom of the Fifthlings already.
Yes, a nice bloke from the west. Paid for his room for a month in advance and then disappeared. Travelling light.
The landlady's expression darkens.
That was 3 weeks ago. If he doesn't come back soon, I'll have to release the room.
Jedi odasına gizlice girme. Gir.
You give Namora a sign and sneak onto the first floor. The half-elf appears moments later. To your surprise, she has Balandis with her, who must have caught something of what was said.
I want to know who the dwarf who is sneaking around here is. Perhaps he belongs to Gandagar's group.
After apologizing to various guests for intruding, you are left with just one untried door. Namora picks the lock and you enter the room unseen. The room is bigger than all the rooms in the tavern you have seen so far, and all just for one guest. There are maps, various pieces of notepaper, and 3 notebooks on the table.
Notları
The
incele.
notes are partly written in Dwarvish and partly in the language of humans. The 3 of you scan through them until Balandis draws your attention to a map on which the route from the kingdom of the Firstlings to the kingdom of the Fifthlings is marked.
What would make a firstling travel to the perished land, or even to the kingdom of the Fifthlings?
You believe you found an explanation.
Here, this letter. I have found a way, but I don't know if I will return safely with Star Slasher. That's why I leave to you, dear Barris, my notes, may you, and so on.
Star Slasher?
You have come across this name in the notes a few times already, but you just shrug your shoulders and throw the letter back onto the table in disappointment. You had hoped to have found out some news on the whereabouts of the other group.
A sword. Apparently it was given to Giselbert I and I by a caravan travelling from the other lands. It seems we're dealing with a treasure hunter.
Hazine avcısı. Han'a gittik de Han'dan sadece
The
bilgi
big
çıktı ya.
market at the
Yemek
city's south gate
alamadık.
certainly lives up to its name. You have never seen a market on such a scale. Stands, large and small, as far as the eye can see. Everything you could possibly need can be found here, as well as plenty of things that seem to have no use at all. While you push your way through the crowd to get to the trader Rodario wants to introduce to you, you overhear 2 peasants talking about elves.
No, I tell ya, it was elves. Pale skin, pointy ears. Yeah, something strange is going on these days. Old Trundlewood from down Acrehill way said he saw some pointy ears too. Come to think of it, where's he been all week?
Here
Kim
we
bilir
are.
nerede?
Rodario's sudden announcement draws your attention away from the locals to the tent that you're now standing in front of.
Welcome to Brand's Potpourri. Whatever your heart may desire, I can supply.
Göster bakalım elindekileri. 144 mü? Ya hiçbir şeyime yaramaz ki bu yemek benim. Bendeki ne? %15. 1200'e mi satıyorsun? Öyle bir param yok. Savaş esnasında 2 saniye bir fazladan muharebe puanı. Bu alınır ama bak. Şimdi ne satabiliriz? Bunlar satılmıyor. Öyle müthiş bir param yokmuş ki. Hani altın kalkan vardı satılacak. Heh. Bunu sat. Altın kalkanı da sat. Tamam. Şimdi şu girişim tılsımını bana ver. Teşekkürler. 903 kaldık. De bunu alsam iyi olur da. Neyse. Bendeki de kötü değil. Bir dahakine artık. Yemek falan yok. Artık Han'a bir daha
Once
gideyim.
again,
Yok. Keşke Ancı'dan da yemek alabilseydim. Yine 324 adet yemeğimiz var. Rodario al bunu. Gerçi. Bu kim? Andokay. Ha, büyücü. Al tak bunu kendine. Otomatik saldırıları al bakayım. Boyindal. Dijeron. Kudretli darbe. Maskesini açıyor. Ha, bunu görmek için yüzünü iyi olur bu. Balindis 2 tane yeteneği var. Bir düşmana kalkın vurur. Düşmanı geri çevir devrilir. Ve yoluna çıkan diğer düşmanlar hasar vererek geri düşer. İlginç. Kötü değilmiş. Ama çok da güçlü değil.
you are woken with a jolt in the middle of the night by a blood-curdling scream. You look around in panic and see that the others have been woken too, but only Geralda has beads of sweat on her brow. She's breathing heavily. Concerned, you go over to her.
I can remember. The Alfar. They are doing experiments on the children of the Smith. We have to save them.
Nerede demirci?
Alpha? Experiments? What are you talking about?
I can remember everything. Or at least some of it. I know that I was taken prisoner by the Alfar, along with other dwarfs. They experimented on us
Nasıl kaçmayı başardın acaba?
and I somehow escaped.
Where was this exactly?
They are here, nearby.
Yakındaki köy
It was
arkalarımızda kaldı.
a village, I
En
think.
yakını şurada.
An Alfar village in Tabain? Doesn't sound very likely.
By Rakkus, if the Alpha are experimenting on dwarves, we can't just ignore it. We have to free the prisoners. We can't save the world if we ignore the suffering right in front of our eyes. We will help Geralda.
Boendal and the others accept your decision. Geralda nods at you
İyi, Gerald'ı
gratefully.
iyice tarafımıza çektik. Ama nerede tabii bu köy? Onu bilmek lazım. Şimdi nereye gideceğim bilemiyorum ki şu anda. Şöyle gidelim. Soru işaretlerinin olduğu yerdir diye temenni ediyorum.
When you reach Acre there isn't a single villager in sight. An uneasy feeling creeps over you, which finally turns into certainty when you see red paintings on the walls of the houses.
Alpha.
İpucu ara.
As expected, you don't find any survivors, but there are also no undead. The perished land has not yet advanced this far. You discover some footprints on the northern edge of the village.
It was orcs. Looks as though they waited here while the point ears wreaked havoc in the village. It seems like they moved on towards the north.
Çizimlere
The
bakalım.
pictures painted in blood tell the horrifying story of how the Alfar came to the village and killed the inhabitants. You also find a few elaborately carved bones, some larger ones, like those of humans, some smaller and stronger, like those of dwarves. When you reach the other end of the village, disgust is written in the faces of your companions. None of you says a word. You gather all the bones you can find together and burn them. You wash over the paintings with water from the well. You weren't able to prevent this gruesome incident, but you don't want to leave a single trace of it behind.
Üzücü. Ama bize Giralda'nın verdiği bilgi nerede acaba ya? Buraya bir gidelim. Neymiş bu?
You walk through the villages that once blossomed, but are now deserted due to the advance of the parish land. The colour has drained away from the wood of many of the houses, just as it has from the countryside itself. A carpet of withered plants rustles and crackles under your feet. You don't know if the parish land can ever be driven away again, and even if it can, it is questionable whether people will ever live here again. You sigh, and try to drive these dark thoughts away from your mind.
Hala bahsedilen köyü bulamadım bu arada.
Ooh, do you smell that? Come! Oink oink!
Without even waiting for you, Boindil runs over the hill and disappears behind it. You follow him, and as you reach the brow, you see a very strange scene before you.
Ne oldu acaba?
I told you you shouldn't touch them.
But I was hungry.
Seçim hakkı. Dur bakalım. Bizim yenileri kullanalım. Dördüncümüz de büyücünün kendisi olsun. Hazır mıyız? Hazırız bence. Sen bunu al. Sen bunu al. Başka kim var? Heh, sen de bunu al. Savaşı başlat. 50 tane ork mu var? Lan siz de saldırsanıza.
If I have to.
Huh? Uh-huh.
Attack!
Yürü.
What do you need?
Killed. Vile creature. And again.
Oo, çok karışık
Fought
oldu
well
bu.
and yet lost.
And I didn't even take off my gloves.
For the firstlings!
Sure.
Lan gel buraya gel. Gel biraz geriye
Makes
gel.
sense.
Şununla oynayalım.
Killed. And again.
What a waste of time.
Vile
Büyücü sen ne
creature.
yapıyorsun?
And again. I need help over here, quickly.
All right then.
Ha, root çektik. Ay boyundan gidiyor. Tank gidiyor pardon.
I can't do that yet.
Tamam sen burada kal biz büyücüyle halledeceğiz.
Now you've
burayı.
got me interested. Not a bad idea.
Kendini il bastı.
What a waste of time. With pleasure. What is it?
Şuraya atsana büyücü şuraya.
Killed.
Gel geri gel geri. Tank değil sen de geri
At
gel.
once. Understood.
Bu iş büyücünün işi. Lan tank değil.
Yes.
Git geri.
At once.
What is it? And I didn't even take off my gloves. This is going to hurt.
Ha, şurada şöyle sakin sakin.
No chance.
O neydi
That
lan?
was good training.
Hey, how about some help?
Az daha ölüyordum öldü zaten.
With me.
Tamam gerisini ben hallederim. Bir şey kalmadı zaten.
I was
Hiçbir
expecting
altta
more of a
yaramayan bir
battle.
tekme. Gel geriye gel geriye.
Yes?
Tamam burası sende.
Right away.
Bu da çok zayıfmış be.
I'll be ready soon. Favrakas! I was expecting more of a battle. Right away. Favrakas!
Al bunları.
For the firstlings! Good plan. Favrakas!
Tam bitirdik sayılır. Git buradan.
Sure.
Tank değil gel.
Uh-huh.
Sen de burası. Devamını sen hallet.
On my way. Understood. On my way. At once. End it. Killed.
Hemen de dokununca düşüyor bunlar.
Vile
Al bunu da.
creature. Yeah.
Uğraşma.
Understood.
Kaldı çoruk.
On my way. At once.
Orklar nerede acaba?
Attack!
Bunlar belli. Tiplerinden benim.
Vile creature. Understood.
Bayağı iyi vuruyor arkadaki okçular ha.
Favrakas! Vile creature.
Kaç kaç
On my
kaç.
way.
Kaç ölüyorum kaç.
Understood. At once. Yeah!
Tam burada hem can doldururuz hem de
Attack!
bitiririz işini.
End it.
Hop aşağı gönder.
Attack! And again.
Kafalarını kesmeden tekrar
Understood.
kalkıyorlar. O biraz sıkıntı işte. Hop.
At once. Please wait a moment. Understood.
Dal buna
End it.
bekleme.
Favrakas! Killed. Attack! Yeah! At once. Vile creature.
At bunu aşağı. Lan aşağı dedik.
Attack!
Adamdaki şansa bak ya.
And again. On my way.
Ölmemeye yemin etmiş adeta.
At once.
Ben
my
doğru
way.
minik okçular.
Favrakas! End it. Killed. Attack! And again.
Aferin. Gel
End
buna da.
it. Killed.
Çok iyi be.
The chaotic battle between the orcs, the undead, and you comes to the best possible conclusion. No one else is standing but you. you decide to have a little look around.
Biz de pek ayakta kalamadık ama. Bu kim? Ha, geri aldı. Gizli geçitler mi? Tüm köyü dolaşıyorum şu anda. Evet, daha fazla gidemiyoruz. Buraya da gidemiyoruz. Öylesine geldik. Aha, harita.
It's a map of the surroundings. Not far from your current position is a place clearly marked with a red cross. Is it another orc camp, or even the Alfar camp? You mark the place on your own map.
Ork kampı. Başka bilgi var mı? Sadece bu mu? Yolumuza devam edelim. Alacağımızı aldık bence.
With the probable location of another camp up your sleeve, you continue on your way.
Bakalım neredeymiş bu kamp. Güzel puan kastık. Yemek biraz daha fazla bulsaydım daha iyi olabilirdi. Burada mı? Kim gelir ki oraya? Şimdi en baştan geriye dönsem 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 şu köylere de bakmak lazım. Bunlardan birinde bizim cüceler var. O kadar yemeğim yok işte. Sıkıntı orada. Geleceğiz ama yemek yok. İçeride kimse yok mu kahramanlar? Hadi be. Gerçekten mi? Şuna bakalım.
Some way from the path, you come across an old campsite between some rocks. A trampled out campfire and scattered belongings, papers, bottles, and a necklace, suggests that the traveller either had to flee in a hurry or was abducted.
That is a firstling necklace. I recognise the emblem. It belongs to the clan of the Rough Blades.
We only know of one firstling out so far west these days, the dwarf whose notes we found in the tavern.
Star Slasher. If King Giselbert really did wield this sword, it would be an unbelievably valuable artifact. Just imagine if the sword really existed.
It's not worth losing your life for, or, in the worst case, losing your life and then rising again.
O da doğru. Biraz
You
daha
look around again more closely, but there's not much here that could help you. The ground is too hard for footprints, and the objects that have been left behind could have come from any old dwarf trader.
Do you know anything about the Rough Blades, Balandis?
Every firstling knows of the clan. They have a long tradition as weaponsmiths, though their work is often exotic and sometimes thought of as undwarfish. They experiment a lot with blade shapes and hilt lengths. Their weapons are easy to recognise.
Sounds as though someone from a clan like that would definitely be very interested in a legendary sword.
Olabilir. Şimdi ork kampına gitsem mi, gitmesem mi? Yemek sıkıntım çok yüksek ya. Şöyle 1, 2, 3. Tekrar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yani tam denk gelecek. Yok öyle bir yemeğim. Risk alamayacağım maalesef. Ben birincilerin
Geralda struggles to keep pace all day,
pardon,
and when you see
beşincilerin
her struggling, you give the
kampına
order to
gitmek
set up
zorundayım.
camp for the night earlier than usual.
Are you all right?
The female dwarf looks ill, and as she's aware of the fact, she doesn't even try to make excuses.
The potion. It's finished. I need more of it.
She looks at you imploringly, as if you could help her. Over the next few days, Geralda's condition grows increasingly worse. She begins to shiver, and more than once you catch her muttering to herself and glancing at Andakai surreptitiously. The Mager claims she does not know what kind of potion it is and why Geralda might need it. You believe her, but you also notice that Andakai doesn't really seem interested in finding a solution to the problem either.
Ne yapacağız? Devam edeceğiz yola.
With every day you get nearer to the Grey Range, and Geralda gets more restless. Finally, she takes you to task.
Why are we on the way to the kingdom of the Fifthlings? You said we would free the imprisoned dwarfs, Tungdil.
I'm sorry, Geralda. We can't spend any more time searching. Our mission is more
Yani kusura
important.
bakmayacak.
The female dwarf glares at you, but then her anger gives way to a tired expression.
I understand. It is not your mission, but it is mine. Maybe we'll meet again one
İyi
day.
oldu. Eksildi
Without
gibi
waiting
olsun.
for your
Hiç umurumda
reply,
değil. Güle
Geralda
güle.
turns around and
Bu
leaves the
kadar hızlı
group.
arkamıza dönüp gidiyorsak yapacak bir şey yok yani. Hangi köye gideyim? Kastettiği köyler bunlar. En başına yukarı gitmeyecektim, aşağı gelecektim. Ama şimdi kim gelecek de buradan buraya yemek bulacak? Bir de beni düşün. 11
As
kişi
night
boğazı
falls, you
doyurmaya
find
çalışıyor.
yourselves on a hot mountain face covered in sharp crags. You would favor pretty much anywhere else to spend the night, but it is too dark to go any further. You are woken in the middle of the night by Boindil.
Scholar, can you smell it? There are piggies nearby.
You sniff deeply, but don't smell anything but the stench of sulphur. But you do see something moving in the shadows and are immediately
Kim
wide
bizi bastı
awake.
acaba? Yine Sintoras'tır. Net. Evet, savaş zamanı. Bunu istemiyorum, bunları istemiyorum. Sen gel. Sen gelme. Sen de gel. Tamam, bir dörtlü gideriz. Şimdi al bakalım Boyundum. Sen almışsın zaten alacağını. Bavragor sen de onu al. İhtiyar. İhtiyar sana bunu verelim. Ha. Çok iyisin. Ben ne alacağım? Ha, benim zaten iksirim var. İyileşme tılsım. Tüm saldırganları
On my
öldür.
way.
Şimdi
Understood. I can't do that yet. Bavragor!
önce şu okçulara da alalım da sonrasını düşünürüz.
Hardly put up a fight.
Over there, gladly. At your
Of
service.
course. Vile
Burada adam
creature.
varmış be.
And again. Huh? Looking for enemies? They're all here. Ah. Let's go. Yeah, why not? Let's go. Who's next?
Abi her yerde adam var ya.
Let's go. Of course. I have Boenda. Give me a hand.
Rodarya düştü mü?
Vile creature.
Tam Tungdil gidecek. Çok tehlikeli.
On my way.
Much for you, one
Danger over here.
Your comrade is in danger.
Attack! Not. They're hitting me pretty hard.
Your demise was
End
inevitable.
it.
The
Tamam,
final
ben kendim halledeceğim.
Attack!
has fallen.
Yeah! I need help over here, quickly. They're hitting me pretty hard. Understood.
Kes şunu.
I am Bowendahl. Give me a hand.
I need help over here, quickly.
Tamam abi öldünüz siz. Yapacak bir şeyim yok size yani.
They're hitting me pretty hard. On my way. End it.
What is
Tek
it?
boyun da alma yaşıyor. Heh. Ama canını fulllesin zaten orada.
Killed.
Tamam. Diğerleri 3-2 yok. Gel abi benim yanıma. Gel gel gel
I'm
gel
with
gel.
you. Yes,
Heh,
yes.
sen burada kal. Tungdil
Yes.
gidiyoruz.
Vile creature.
And what now?
Buraya gelir misin?
Huh?
Ben geri
Bavragor.
kalanı 20 kişi rahat keserim.
And again. On my way. Vile creature. On my way.
Diğeri zaten ölmüş.
Attack! Bavragor.
Yeah.
O da tek yedi.
Understood. And again.
Çok güzel.
Attack!
Tamam gel boyundan al.
Of course.
Vile creature.
Yes, yes.
Al şunu.
Come here, you.
Killed.
Grrrah! Grrrah!
Aferin dal dal dal dal dal acıma dal.
I'm with you.
And again.
Okçuların olduğu yere git.
Killed. Huh? On my way.
Başka nerede
Understood.
adam var?
He hardly
Şurada
put up
birkaç
a
tane
fight.
var.
On my way. Bavragor. At once. Attack! Kill. Understood. End it. Vile creature.
Git dal buna.
Bavragor. Yes.
What is it? Ha ha!
Killed.
Oink oink, little piggies!
Aa bu can doldurmuş. İyi güzel.
Who's next? Come here, you. Grrrah!
Dal buna dal buna.
Huzzah!
Uh-huh.
Güzel. Allah'tan
Ama
elimde
vay.
güçlü adamlar var ki
At once. On my
rahat
way.
kesebiliyorum yani.
Understood.
Oraya nasıl çıkacağız? Neyse bulsun çıkma yolunu.
Yes.
Huh? Who's next? I'm with you.
Uznex. Bilmiyorum Uznex.
Yes, yes. Of course.
4 kişi kaldı. Gel gel
Yes,
gel.
yes.
And again.
Grrrah! Come here, you. Grrrah!
Temiz iş.
After the battle, you finally have time to catch your breath. You check the others one by one to see how they are.
Yaralandı mı?
Bavragor seems out of it and is staggering with every step he takes.
Bavragor, are you all right?
Agonizingly slowly, he turns to face you. Blood is flowing from his mouth and through his beard.
I made a mistake.
All strength slips from his body and he falls forward. An arrow is protruding from his
Hadi
back.
kişiyi kaybettik. Önce
Antikai,
boyundan.
Bavragor has been hit.
You
Sonra
immediately
Giralda
rush
şimdi
towards
de
him. Balandis,
Bavragor.
next to you, takes his hand.
Too late. The arrow was poisoned. I could feel it. I hadn't planned to return to the kingdom of the secondlings, but I did at least want to complete my task to die in glory.
You won't die, Bavragor. Antikai, can't you?
You turn to the Maga, but one look at her face robs you of all hope. She shakes her head
Ülkeye zaten
imperceptibly.
güvenirsek.
We are in the perished land, aren't we? Let me die. Then I can at least complete my task. My defiance will be stronger than the urge to do evil.
Before you can object, Boindil lays a hand on your shoulder.
You know yourself how stubborn we are, scholar. We should grant him his wish. If he turns on us, then I will take care of him myself.
Peş peşe dağılıyor.
You've heard about dead dwarves on expeditions in the Perish land defying the bloodlust for many days. but you want to find a better way. Bavragor's breathing is becoming shallower, until it finally stops completely. While Balandis is still sobbing next to you, the stonemason rises suddenly. His face is pale and his eyes seem empty.
Even death can't stop me. I told you. My defiance is stronger.
None of you really know what to say, and finally Bavragor compels you to continue your journey. You can see the inner conflict in the stonemason's face, and you don't know how long he can resist it. You continue on your way with an uneasy feeling.
Kötü oldu bu. As good as it gets. Ölüyüm ama diriyim aynı zamanda. Ruh oldu işte adam. 10 levellik bir ruh. Ölümsüz bir ruh. Goimgar. Neymiş senin son yeteneğin? Kalk. Ne almışsın sen? Ne aldığını kimse bilmiyor ki ya. Kendi kendine yetenek seçiyor. Neyse Andokay. Andokay. Kısa süre hedef üzerindeki hasar önemli ölçüde azaltan bir büyük kalkanı. Ya müttefiği seçsene. Gidiyor kendini oynuyor arkadaşım. Birlikteyiz biz. Beni seç. Devam. Kim geldi? Dijerun. Kudretli yürüyüş. Dijerun düşmanların arasından savaşarak geçer, öne çıkan herkese hasar verir. Güzel. Dijerun'un yakındaki düşmanlar büyük miktarda hasar görür. Ardından panikler. Kudretli yürüyüş. Devam. 48 yemek. 600 altın. İnci. İyileştirme iksiri. İyi ilerledik. Bavragor partiden mi ayrıldı? Partiye katıldı. Ayrıldı. Ve geri katıldı. Bakalım bir sonraki bölümde Beşincillerin Kalesinde bizi neler bekliyormuş. Hep birlikte görelim.